All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, man. The Boston Celtics have won 8 straight basketball games. Their defense has been phenomenal. They have the best defensive statistics in the 2022 calendar year. So 8 straight victories, taking down the Atlanta Hawks at home today. It's a nice win. I loved their deadline. I absolutely loved their deadline. Daniel Theis is a huge move for them, kind of like a Swiss Army knife, if you will. And then Derek White, I mean, this is the kid's really good. The kid's really good. And being on San Antonio, kind of the rebuilding Spurs, I feel like he didn't really get the love and attention that he deserved. And immediately he is showing why he is so talented. I mean, Derek White was a phenomenal move by the front office. And right now, I mean, Boston, they kind of have everything that you need. I'm really excited to see how Daniel Theis fits in. Derek White has already been making his presence known. Immediate upgrade over Dennis Schroeder. No disrespect to Dennis Schroeder, but I think Derek White, the fit's really nice. Jason Tatum literally averaging 26 points. He dropped 38 tonight. But his defense, man, the Boston Celtics defense has been phenomenal. And you look at their starting five, and it's really no surprise. I mean, there's no weak link defensively on their team. All 5 of them are good at defense. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, Al Horford, Jason Tatum. They're all good defensively. And obviously, you know, Marcus Smart kind of like, I mean, he's a stud. On the defensive end, Marcus Smart is an absolute stud. So we'll see how far Boston goes, man. 8 straight victories is definitely talented. 7th seed right now. I would imagine the Eastern Conference got really, really good. Like, really good over the deadline, especially with that trade, James Harden, that swap, James Harden for Ben Simmons. You know, honestly, any top 6 seed, I think Boston would be happy. Any top 6 seed right now, I believe the Toronto Raptors are the 6th seed. They just got off a nice, huge win streak of their own. Toronto's a really talented team, man. So Boston's going to have to keep clawing together these wins. They're 33-25 now, 20-10 at home. But yeah, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, those two, we talk all the time about, can this duo win a championship? Still, personally, I don't believe so. Now, actually, that's not true, because can they two themselves be on the same team and win a championship? Probably, but I think that they need like a third other star. Like they definitely would need somebody else, in my opinion. But that's not saying Boston couldn't make some playoff noise this season. That's definitely, I mean, they have all the pieces. Derek White, Daniel Theis. You know, Theis on the Houston Rockets wasn't really doing good whatsoever. He was a great leader and veteran piece, but sometimes he would go like drop like a 20-10 game. But I mean, he barely played, and when he did, he was honestly starting. And obviously, I feel like Daniel Theis is more properly utilized when he isn't like heavily relied on, especially on the offensive end. I mean, defensively, he's a great player. He's a great piece, but the Houston Rockets, it just wasn't working. Christian Wood and Daniel Theis, it just wasn't working. So I think Boston, you go out, you trade away a couple of players. You know, Enes Kanter, or Enes Freedom, I should say. You know, he can definitely score, but defensively, huge liability. Dennis Schroeder, you know, he's solid. He's a really solid point guard. I think he fits on the Houston Rockets a lot better than the Boston Celtics. But I really like what they have going right now. Al Horford's kind of like that. I mean, he's obviously getting up there in age, but he can do a little bit of everything as well. He's another great defensive anchor to have on your basketball team. And then obviously Robert Williams the third. I mean, this man is a stud, dude. Like, he is a stud. I hope Boston holds on to him. You know, obviously, I want my Houston Rockets. We've been making, Rockets Nation, it feels like we've been making trade proposals, trade hypotheticals to try and steal away Robert Williams for, I mean, probably like 3 years now. I mean, honestly, like, Robert Williams on any basketball team is definitely going to succeed. Grant Williams, another just solid piece. But like I said, I don't think that, like, I'm sure Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown together can win a championship, but I just think they need like a third piece. Like Al Horford in his prime, I think would be a solid, good enough piece to have on it. You have Marcus Smart there, great defensive player. You have Robert Williams, great offensive and defensive player. So, your starting five is actually it's certainly a championship caliber starting five. But I think obviously the Derek White move was huge and Daniel Tice move was huge. But I think for Boston, I just think they're trending in the right direction. I think they're trending in the right direction. I mean, Derek White's a starter. Derek White's literally a starter. Tonight, you saw him drop 29 minutes, you saw him drop 14 points. Didn't really shoot the ball too well, but he's going to be great for him. So, Boston, we'll see how far they can get. Go ahead and drop it down below how far they're going to go.